You are listening to a sermon from Village Baptist Church in Petaluma. For more sermons like this one, please visit our website at villagebaptisthome.org. Our mission is to win people to Christ and develop them into active disciples. We pray this sermon is a blessing to you. Now let's hear today's message.
What you're about to see is an interview between myself and a few of our members who are also monthly supporters of Better Africa Foundation. Hey, Aaron, thank you so much for being with us today. I have a few questions for you. Can you first tell us, what do you believe the heart of mission is?
I think that the heart of missions is something that's very close to God's heart as well. He says that it's his wish that none should perish and that all should come to a saving knowledge of his Son. So we as followers of Christ have been commanded in Matthew 28:19 and 22, go and make disciples of all nations and baptize them in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. And it's as we're going. Missions doesn't necessarily mean, although it can, that we reach every corner of the earth. But it can also be, for those of us that can't do that, to drop seeds of kindness, of love, of feed someone, clothe someone, in hopes that everything that we're doing for Jesus is going to draw that person to a saving knowledge of him. And also to be spreading the gospel for those that are ready to accept it. Sometimes it takes time for God to work on people's hearts. But yeah, so I think the heart of missions is also to glorify God and be blessed in the process.
You have such a huge heart for people, and you give your money, you give your time towards this work that is in Africa. Can you tell me, what is it that motivates you to do that?
Through the years, we've done medical clinics. We've had Canadian doctors come to a little clinic that we built, see the people of the village. We've had our own people go over there, and we've gathered all sorts of materials to go and have blood pressure clinics and time for doctors to see the people of the village. That's been motivating. We've had one of my favorite things is when we got 500 readers from the dollar store. And Pastor said of all the things that our 40-foot container had in it, medical stuff, that people really cried when they could see to read. So that was motivating. Next year, we're going to do a vacation Bible school. So all these things that God is allowing us to do and giving us the strength to do, the money to do, it's really wonderful to see him bless it and see it all the way through. So that's what keeps us going as a church, and why we keep giving to the missions in Africa, because we see where our efforts are going.
I know that you guys are currently working on sending another 40-foot container to Africa. Can you tell me what your role is in this mission?
Well, my role in helping with the container that we're going to ship out next had to do with God giving us an entire urology office. We had a Dr. Lazar retire in Santa Rosa, and he gave us his entire urology office, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of equipment that we are going to be putting on the next container. So I'm just coming alongside Pastor and helping him find a container company that will help us expedite that. And I'm hoping to get Dr. Lazar to come to Africa now that he's retired, next time Pastor goes next year with that group, and teach the doctors over there how to use the equipment that he's donating to us, which would be a gargantuan blessing to the people there. Also, if you're wanting to know how you can help with this particular container, costs a lot of money, a ridiculous amount of money to send a container over. But Pastor's doing a cool thing by purchasing the container himself. And we've been looking up like tiny homes. So he's gonna turn those containers into housing. Cool ones. I want one. But also, if you want to know how you can help, we're looking for French Bibles. We're looking for money to get the container over there, and we're looking for Holy Bibles in French to reach out to the people for the Bible Vacation Bible School we're going to do this next time around. So, yep, that's my involvement. We got a container on the ocean right now, and it should be getting there around Christmas time. And we're going to be filling another 40-footer. So, thank you.
So now we are joined here by Gina Dumate. She is a member here at Village Baptist Church. Thank you for doing this interview with us today.
You're very welcome.
So my first question, I just kind of want to know a little bit about, if you can give a background of how you got into missions, how you feel like you were called into the missionary field.
Sure. In 97-ish, the pastor here was planning a mission trip to Africa in 98. And so I decided to go because it was a good, opportunity to go shopping in another country. And so went with a group of 16 people in 98. And really that was the start of what changed my life. I came home it wasn't a shopping trip. It really was an eye opener to see the state of where we had gone, and we had gone for groundbreaking ceremony to the hospital. And that really was the beginning of God calling me to move there as a missionary. And I moved there from I went in July of 1999, and then I came home in 2001.
Okay, awesome. So for being there for that time, what did you see or what did you experience that allowed you to continue to support BAF for the amount of time that you've been supporting BAF? What did you see and experience there that made you say this is work that we need to continue to do?
Sure. I lived in a village where it was a really big village. Aklampa is quite a large village. It's one of the largest villages in the Republic of Benin that does not have a paved road to it. So you have to take this long paved road that, or this long gravel, dirt, mud road that normally would take in the US 15 minutes. And it took me 7 hours to get from the paved road to the village. And you get to this village and, most people live in mud huts. It's abject poverty. There's access to healthcare is very, very minimal. I know of a woman who I was very close with her children, who she died because she could not get to healthcare quick enough, and she had lost her child, but the placenta had not, and so she died of toxic shock. There were people who nearly died because they just did not have access to malaria meds, and malaria is quite common. And so having lived in that environment for so long and seeing so much loss and so much poverty and so much lack of health care, I really came home with a conviction that, I now have a job, I'm making good money. What is my responsibility, especially as a Christian, to look back and say, how can I continue to help? I may not live there anymore, but my money can go somewhere. And so that's really the main reason why I continue to support the ministry.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And now we are joined by Deaconess Margaret Woods Allen. Thank you so much for being here today.
It's a pleasure to be here. And thank you for inviting me.
Of course. So, as I know, you love to travel, as do I. So can you tell us a few of the places you've traveled before?
Oh, my goodness. And you know what? I haven't been able to travel this year because of the virus. But I was last year, 2 years ago, I was in Sydney, Australia. I have been to France. I have been to Rome. I have been to Germany. I've been a lot of places, and I still got a lot of places I want to go.
Oh, yeah, I heard
but
that.
The only place that I have really toured in America was Washington, and I did that about 5 years ago.
Wow. And so as we're here today talking about Better Africa Foundation, you've also traveled to Africa before.
Yes, I have.
Can you tell us a little bit about that trip and why you went?
Okay. I have been trying to get there for a long time, ever since, Pastor would talk about the foreign mission. So I thought it would be awesome just to go and see, because I support so many other organizations. So I wanted to really go and see, why I was supporting this. So when I went, the need was so great. I mean, you just wouldn't imagine, how needed they are there, And after I went and came back, I increased my donations because I knew it was going for a good cause,
Awesome.
Yes.
Do you think that you'll ever go back again if you can?
You know, if the Lord is willing, I really do want to go back. And I mean, it's an awesome place, but it's a needy place. But I really do want to go back. And one reason that I want to go back is to serve. I often think about, it's not one day that go by that I don't think about when I went. I think it was like 3 years ago we went, and when we were, there, I think a clamper when the hospital, and I mean, the need was so great and the people was just coming and we were not able to serve all of them. I mean, it was just, we were there for 3 days and I mean, it was like thousands of people coming to be served because it was a need for them for medicine. And some of them hadn't seen a doctor in, a very long time. And it was one lady there, she couldn't see. So we got around helping her find glasses because we took a whole bunch of glasses with us. So we was around there helping her find the glasses. And once she found some that she could see out of, it was so awesome. It's like a little dance that all of us was doing, It was really great, So to go back, yes, I want to go back and serve because one of the greatest opportunities for me is to be a service to someone who's in need.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We are joined here with Juanita Douglas. Thank you so much for being here today. So we have a couple of questions for you. First, can you tell us a little bit about your work background?
Okay. I was a commercial carpenter for 17 and a half years. And then for another 15 years, I worked as a land surveyor. So being female in 1983, it was a major accomplishment to work almost 34 plus years in construction. And by doing construction, I learned all the ins and outs. And I even got as high as being a project superintendent for this huge facility that was built in San Francisco in 1999, the Kaiser Medical Center. And 90% of my work was done in the city of San Francisco. So I was the head surveyor on the 3rd Street Light Rail, Transbay Terminal, AT&T Park, Warrior Stadium. So I was in charge of setting up all of those jobs. Those were my jobs. May 2014, I retired and found that I was quite bored and I needed something else to do. And I kind of fell in to where I started teaching and training other young people to come into the trades, especially women, because there's a lot of money to be made there and you can take care of your family without any extra stuff. And so now I teach full time. My title is construction instructor and business liaison. So what I do is I teach a 10-week construction class, all the hands-on. And we literally, at the end of the class, place, I say young people, but a lot of them sometimes is the same age I am, and we actually place them in union construction jobs. That's awesome. And I got involved in this, and I joined Village Baptist Church and found out they had built this hospital in Aklampa in Benin, West Africa. So in 2008, I went over with the pastor and Deacon Allen because it needed some repairs done. It was kind of falling apart. Right, yeah. There was a lot of cracks and stuff in the walls and stuff. So between me and Deacon Allen, we took pictures and narrated what needed to be done. And quite a lot of that work has been done. Awesome. So I received this request from the pastor as to what I thought could be done to actually, modernize it and stuff. I understand there's electricity there now. So there was a list, and excuse me, I need to look at my notes.
No problem.
Electricity, it needs a new roof, still a lot of cracks, but because it's made out of masonry, there's going to be cracks. Okay. And most of those are not really dangerous, or the building's not going to fall down. It's made out of masonry, so they're going to crack because the ground is always settling. So basically my thought was, what order should these repairs be done and approximately how much the cost would do. So I went online and I did some research. So there was also a request for the screens for the mosquitoes. That should be number one. That should be the very first thing taken care of. I couldn't find anything on the internet that would explain the price. Okay. But I did look. The next thing that should be taken care of is the roof, because otherwise I found out that there's 14 inches of rain that falls in Atlanta every year. So that's actually quite a lot of rain.
Yeah.
So I went online and I found that basically it's about 3,000 naira, $7.88 here in America per square meter to replace the roof. So if the roof is like 1,600 square feet or 148 meters, it would cost about $3,500 to replace the roof. I know the hospital is probably a lot larger than that. Mm-hmm. And then the next step would be to make sure the electricity is working, because you're not going to be able to do anything without that. I couldn't find any pricing on that. But the one thing that I found really interesting was suggested that you tile the operating rooms and the recovery rooms. And actually, that's not a very good idea, because there's seams and bacteria. So actually, just plain old linoleum works better than anything else. So that was pretty much my research and pretty much what I looked at. See if I missed anything. No, it looked, the most cost would be like for 450,000 naira, $1,182 to replace a 1,600 square foot roof.
Okay, wow. So in order of priority, you would say the mosquito screens.
Yeah, that would be the first thing, because if you're going to have people within the hospital, you've got to make sure that they're not going to be getting malaria from the mosquitoes. That has got to be the number one priority.
Right. Okay. So the screens, the roof, and then also the floors in the operating rooms and the recovery rooms.
That's correct.
And so from what you're saying, it doesn't seem like it's a whole ton of money, but at the same time, that also shows us that even with a little bit that we give, it can really go a long way.
Right. Because I was really surprised, because here, if you put in a 1,600 square foot roof, you're going to spend $25,000. So after my trip to Atlanta, I started donating every month, and I have been since 2008, because I found that it really makes a difference. Because of some medical issues I have, I can never go again. So I am really depressed about that, because I love the area and always wanted to go back. But I am willing to do everything I can to continually help, especially with that construction part, because there's not a lot of people around that has the experience and background that I have when it comes to the construction.
Thank you so very much. We are joined here by my twin. Just kidding. Joined here by my mother, Alfreda Okoyen. Thank you so much for being here today. So our main question is, do you only help Africa because your husband's African?
Well, honestly, that's probably the very first reason why I began to support Africa, because, of course, I'm married to the man who has the vision. So it would be kind of difficult not to be in support of what he does, because he truly loves the people of Africa. He truly loves his homeland, and he has a big heart. So to try to get in the way of that would be ridiculous. So I'll just get on board with him. So that's what I've done for the last long time.
Long time. Your son told me to ask that question, just so you know. So can you tell us a little bit about your connection to Village Baptist Church?
Well, I'm the pastor's wife. We've been married for about 39 years now. And like I said before, he has a passion for people. He has a passion for his homeland. And I think there have been times when I think he's trying to do too much, but he's got a big heart. When he has an idea about something, he just goes for it. So I've just learned to kind of step back and let him do what he does, and let God do what he does through him. Sometimes we got to rein him in a little bit, but for the most part, that's his heart. So it's what we allow him to do.
And have you ever been to Africa before?
I've been twice, and the last time was, I think, 2016, 4 years ago. And we had a really wonderful time. I think Sister Margaret talked earlier about working in the hospital for like 3 days. And just, we're not doctors or medical doctors, but we acted like we were during that time. And we had a good time, just seeing people coming in and just simple things that we take for granted, being able to go to the store, buy a $1 pair of glasses to be able to read was a big deal to them. So being able to go through and help them find glasses to help them see, being able to help the nurse with bandages, and just it was just a blessing to be able to be there to do what we can do to help people who don't have the advantages and have all the things we just kind of take for granted.
And I know you've been twice. I went with you the first time that you went. But even before then, you have been a supporter of Better Africa Foundation for over 20 years. What has been some of the things that have inspired you to continue to give?
Well, it's like those who were speaking earlier said, when you see a need and then you can go back and act like you didn't see the need, then that would be something wrong with me. So God has blessed us in order to bless others. It's not just to hoard it and keep it to ourselves. So I love when God can bless individuals through me, through others. And that's what we're here for. Not again, like I said, not to hold on to his blessings, but when you can see how God has blessed you, blessing others, then that's worth everything.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
In order for us to continue the work in Africa, what is it that you say we still need?
Well, money is the primary need, because sometimes buying things here and taking over there is cost us much more money. So if we get cash, then we take it over there, we send it over there, we convert it over, and we can buy more things over there. So now we are looking for medicine. We're looking for things like Tylenol, Bayer aspirin, Advil, mosquito preventative wipes or whatever they make now that you can put on your body. Things like that, we need them. We need mosquito nets that can be put over a bed. But the most important thing is that I want people to know is, if you don't want to go out shopping, especially during COVID-19 era, you can just send money. You send the money you write your check to Village Baptist Church, and you will see the address. The address will be shown after the program, so you know where to send it to.
Okay. And what would you say are our next steps?
Well, we just sent a 40-foot container that left end of October or early November. We have bought another 40-foot container. Hopefully, by the end of this month, we're going to have it on site at the old church in Marine City. We'll have it there for probably about a week, and we're going to load it again. We have a lot of equipment that's been donated to us by a doctor that retired and gave us a lot of things, that I'm very sure many hospitals over there don't have. We're going to send those, and we're going to gather some more other things. Safeway donated a lot of toilet papers to the old thing. We're going to ask them for more toilet papers or whatever else they can donate. We're looking for shoes for kids during our sports camp. We put some shoes in the last container, almost about 100 pairs in the last container. Anything that can help us do the work over there, we're going to put in the next container. It's another 40 foot. So anyone that wants to help us, this would be the best time to do that. And hopefully, the Lord willing, I will travel next year with whoever wants to go. And we need volunteers. We're going to do this time when we get there, we're going to do Vacation Bible School for a week. So we're going to need people going to teach. We're going to be hiring translators when we get over there, because I know most of our people will be speaking English, except for Hope, but Hope cannot go. So anyway, that's our next step. I really want to take this time to thank all of our supporters. There are about 20 people that support us on a regular basis every month. There are 3 churches that have been supporting us. Village Baptist Church, of course. We have People Intercities Fellowship, Pastor Marcus Small, and we have also Cornerstone Community Church of God in Christ, Reverend Dr. Elder Bishop Jonathan Logan. They have been supporting us, and Dr. Logan's wife, Sister Dr. Carolyn Logan, also is a monthly supporter. There's just so many people that are supporting us, and when we do our walkathons, there are a lot of people in the Bay Area that support us. I don't know them all by name, but without the help of people, this work would be impossible. So I want to thank everyone.
Great. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you for listening. If you would love to hear more sermons like this one or find out more about our church, please visit us at villagebaptisthome.org. Until next time, take care and God bless.